Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star episode number 343 based on novel. So let's start. A spaceship floated in a space more than 3,000 light years from Craftsman Star. Should I go or not? Luo Feng wondered. He had sent remote ocean body out before. He didn't mind a slight energy loss and he wouldn't care about the Golden King armor. However, after experiencing the power of the flames, and seeing the three universe overlord disciples of Craftsman Master standing outside the flames wearing ordinary true treasure armors, Luo Feng had confirmed that ordinary true treasure armors were not enough. Should I use my force armor? Luo Feng frowned. Star Tower and force armor were the most important true treasures he had. The force armor would still be a great boon to him, even he became a universe master in the future. Luo Feng thought about it for more than 6 hours. Numerous ideas popped up in his head, but all were vetoed. I'll go, he finally decided. After a short while, Mosha body took off with Golden Horned Beast body and Remote Ocean body. Luo Feng had 6 true treasures in total: Tower Pearl, Star Map, Wu Wing, Force Armor, Golden King Armor, and 9 Tiger River. He sent the Golden Horned Beast carrying 3 true treasures, Force Armor, Wu Wing, and 9 Tiger River. The force armor was for Golden Horned Beast to resist the fire, and the Wu Wings and 9 Tiger River were to be used to escape. As for Golden King armor and Star Map, they were useless under these circumstances. Although Tower Pearl was helpful, it was used for Star Tower to recognize Luo Feng as his master, and he couldn't lose it. Compared to force armor, the supreme true treasure Star Tower was far more important to Luo Feng. Thus, he wouldn't risk it. If I fail and lose my force armor, losing my Wu Wings and 9 Tiger River will be the least of my worries, Luo Feng thought. Compared to force armor, 9 Tiger River and Wu Wing were worthless. Inside the vast space in Craftsman Star were space whirlpools beyond count. Mosha body floated in the sky and looked at the Craftsman Star in the distance. I must get the 4th black metal, he said. If Craftsman Master is there, I won't be able to get it. Fortunately, he happens to be outside, and the 3 universe overlords are resting. I might need to wait for an eternity if I miss this chance. I must go, he thought. Even if I fail and lose the force armor, there's still a chance I can get it back when I become stronger in the future. After all, Craftsman Master won't be able to use it even if he does get it. It won't be difficult to get it back. And besides, Masters Washanku might also interfere. The force armor was made by him, and it won't be a problem for him to get the armor back. After taking this all into consideration, Luo Feng decided to go. His force armor was important to him, but the 4th black metal was even more so. Once he got it, he was likely to make his Golden Horned Beast body reach the perfect life gene level, after which he could perform the inherited technique known as I am the universe. My power will surge with this move, he said. Even if I lose my force armor and get killed, my boundless remote ocean body will create more bodies. There's nothing to worry about. Although his force armor was significant to Luo Feng, it wasn't vital. Still, if it weren't for the 4th metal of the 9-volume manual, he wouldn't have risked it. Mosha body teleported himself to Craftsman Star and entered the Craftsman Mountain after another teleportation. He was experienced. Now, he had used his inherited technique, Domain, to enter the cave before and now went deeper inside. After performing Domain 100 times, he arrived in the deepest portion of the mountainside. A 3-foot-tall Golden Horned Beast floating in the air gazed at the black gourd connected by 36 chains. The gourd's mouth expelled endless flames, which were so powerful that they might turn an ordinary treasure into ashes. The Golden Horned Beast body had performed Deities of the Earth, Beast God Transformation, and Inherited Technique Amplification, and had reached his limit. He had even hidden a world ring that contained the Remote Ocean body and Mosha body. I'm consuming the godly power while the Remote Ocean body is supplying godly power, he said. The Golden Horned Beast body, Remote Ocean body, together with force armor. I'll definitely get the 4th black metal now. The Golden Horned Beast body shrank to the size of a fist. He flew toward the mouth of the gourd. The black gourd was 10 feet tall, and its mouth was about the size of a human head. He entered the gourd. Inside, the Golden Horned Beast body immediately felt the horrifying heat of the flames. The black gourd was used to extract fire for Craftsman Master to make weapons. The flames that spewed from it made up only a small portion of the fire that raged inside. Here, the flames were much stronger, perhaps enough to annihilate a top-tier set treasure. The flames were endless. The golden horned beast became 3 feet long and drove the force armor by burning his godly body, which maximized his defense. Ha ha ha. Nice. The force armor is indeed impressive. Although the fire is mighty, it's weakened to only 1/10,000th of its original power. It's still consuming my godly body, but it doesn't have any real effects now. Perhaps only 20% of my godly body will be gone when I get the black metal and leave. Actually, his godly body was already being consumed quickly, but Luo Feng remained fairly relaxed. The golden horned beast dove down. The godly body was also consumed gradually. 99.9%, 99.7%, 99.5%, 98.7%. However, after a short while, the remote ocean body started to transfer godly power from the world ring to restore the golden horned beast body, and it went back to 100%. The remote ocean body had the same amount of godly power as the golden horned beast body did. Luo Feng kept diving down. The space inside the gourd was not large, having a diameter of around 6,000 miles, and the golden horned beast body reached the bottom quickly. However, once he hit the bottom, he started to succumb to the heat. The flames at the bottom of the gourd were more sizzling than in any other area. Apparently, it was the essence of the fire. The flames glinted purple. 97%. 94%. 91%. 88%. His godly body was being quickly consumed. No. I need to hurry. The golden horned beast reached the bottom where there were lots of materials. He grabbed the 4th black metal. There was dimming black light on the black metal and the material at the bottom. The golden horned beast wasn't able to catch the black metal with all the integrated black light. Howl. The golden horned beast looked down. The fire was worming its way inside the bottom of the gourd through the engravings in the black light. Energy accumulated at the bottom. Apparently, it was an engraving seal used to store the energies, and the materials were sealed under it. Trying to stop me by using an engraving seal without a master, he said. Break. His Shawu wing slashed the black light. The black light was cut in half. His hoof grabbed the black metal, and he swallowed it. The godly power recognized him as his master like before, and the information contained in the black metal was transferred to him. Go. The golden horned beast didn't dare hesitate. His godly body was down to only 62%, and the remote ocean body was at only 68%. The golden horned beast shrank to the size of a fist and flew out of the gourd through its mouth. He landed on a rock. Finally, I got it, the golden horned beast said, elated. An enormous amount of power suddenly arrived, frightening golden horned beast. No? Cutting the engraving seal alerted the craftsman master. He came back to his home to see what happened. You dare to break my engraving, an ancient voice roared. A gigantic arm descended through all the fire, and the golden horned beast was seized. The golden horned beast felt the pressure pressing down on him. His godly body was quickly consumed. 50%. 42%. 36%. Supply? Remote ocean body. Supply? Golden horned beast grew anxious. His godly body was quickly restored by the energies from the remote ocean body. When the palm stopped exerting power, remote ocean had already used up his power entirely, and the power in the golden horned beast body was only at 42%. You survived my attack. The rocky arm grasped the golden horned beast. There was a rumbling sound. He was craftsman master, and the conception contained in that move was enough to annihilate an ordinary universe overlord. You withstood my grab and have only stolen a material that is of no use anyway, said craftsman master. I'll spare your life. The space was reversed. The golden horned beast felt the space and time around him changing, and he was already out in the space surrounding the craftsman star when he began to see things clearly again, in front of one of the giant space whirlpools. There are 98,200 wormholes, said the giant form of craftsman master, standing 6 million miles tall. 2 of them lead to places in the land of extremis. The giant threw the golden horned beast into one of the giant space whirlpools, one bearing a tablet reading, Land of Extremis, on it. I've given you a chance to survive, the voice said, entering into Luo Feng's mind as the golden horned beast was tossed through the space whirlpool. Golden horned beast was thrown into the space whirlpool, and craftsman master, the mountain giant who was as tall as tens of millions of miles, stood quietly in the air, watching the space whirlpool that would lead to the land of extremis. Craftsman Master was a mountain giant, millions of miles tall, with many gigantic glass arms sticking out of it. At one look, it would seem to have at least 100 gigantic arms. Furthermore, the stone face of the mountain bore an enormous pair of eyes. "Golden horned beast," he said, "don't blame me if you are trapped in the land of extremis for trillions of years." Craftsman Master gazed at the space whirlpool and continued, "All of these are teacher sitting mountain guest's instructions." Craftsman Master could not help letting out a soft sigh. Poor fellow. Sitting mountain guest's wish would always be Craftsman Master's command. He would carry out his orders without fail. Given his capability, his skills in making weapons, and his massive, mountainous godly body, he really had nothing to fear when facing a universe supreme master. Firstly, he was capable and had a massive godly body in addition to a flying palace-type true treasure, Craftsman Star. He was able to fend for himself when facing other universe supreme masters. Secondly, he had an extensive network of friends. On the level of universe supreme masters alone, few were very close to him. He was also close to the human race, the demon race, and several other races, as many would frequently employ his help in making true treasures. So, if any other universe supreme masters dared to command him about, he would dismiss them without a second thought. But things were different with Sitting Mountain Guest. Craftsman Master treated Sitting Mountain Guest with the utmost respect. Back in his younger days, he was passionate about making weapons and was very gifted in this aspect. During the earliest stage of the birth of the universe, when very few life forms existed, Craftsman Master was already a universe knight. Once, while making weapons, Sitting Mountain Guest happened to sit by his side and watch him work. At that time, he was furious. How could his skill of making true treasures be seen by other great beings who might pick up his skills secretly? He was fuming, but there was nothing he could do. Sitting Mountain Guest was already a universe supreme being at that point in time. His power to control the surrounding universe could have rendered Craftsman Master immobile. Thereafter, Sitting Mountain Guest gave his 2 cents worth on Craftsman Master's weapon-making skills, commending his merits but also pointing out his shortcomings. He even gave pointers on how improvements could be made to boost his weapon-making skills. Craftsman Master had been appalled. During that period, the lonely Sitting Mountain Guest had resided on Craftsman Master's planet, where Craftsman Master was still a nobody and had yet to earn his reputation by remodeling a flying palace-type true treasure. Occasionally, Sitting Mountain Guest would give him some pointers. This had allowed Craftsman Master's skills to increase by leaps and bounds. Even his law comprehension showed tremendous improvement. Eventually, he achieved a breakthrough and attained the Universe Master level. His skills in making weapons also reached a very high standard. "Your skills have already attained an extremely high level," Sitting Mountain Guest had said. "My guidance is no longer useful. What happens next will be up to you to discover and experience." Sitting Mountain Guest had left him thereafter. From the beginning to the end, Sitting Mountain Guest had not mentioned anything about making him a disciple. He also had not taught him any self-cultivation techniques, nor had he given Craftsman Master any true treasures. Sitting Mountain Guest's help was merely staying on his planet for a longer time to guide him in improving his skill in making weapons. Still, Craftsman Master had always used the salutation of Teacher Sitting Mountain Guest. In his heart, he thought of Sitting Mountain Guest as his teacher. There were a few occasions where he asked Sitting Mountain Guest to be his teacher, but Sitting Mountain Guest was unresponsive. When Sitting Mountain Guest approached him with instruction this time around, he would certainly perform the task to his very best and absolutely without a trace of delay. "Poor fellow. But you are one lucky fellow," Craftsman Master lamented with a sigh. "Teacher Sitting Mountain Guest has set a test for you. To train you. I think it means that he thinks of you as his disciple. However, Teacher Sitting Mountain Guest has very high expectations. If you are unable to make it out on your own, you will be trapped in a land of extremis for all eternity." Craftsman Master let out yet another sigh. The next instant, that massive being vanished into space and went back to Craftsman Star. A moment later, the 3 disciples of Craftsman Master flew down toward the foot of Craftsman Mountain, where over 500 universe knights and undying beings, all of whom were gifted with talents in making weapons, were kneeling in wait. "Teacher has returned," shouted one of the 3 disciples. "Teacher has returned," announced another. "You should all start preparing quickly. Soon, Teacher will be testing you all. Only those who pass the final test get to become Teacher's disciples." Upon hearing the shouts, everyone looked far into the distance with surprised and delighted expressions. From the buildings, the universe knights of the many races rushed out at top speed. Hurry up! Craftsman Master is about to make an appearance. Hurry up! The chance to enlist Craftsman Master's help in making true treasures is finally arriving. Thousands of universe knights came forth in large numbers. Remote Ocean Luo Feng, said Chrysalis Knight. Craftsman Master is about to appear. Remote Ocean Luo Feng? Remote Ocean Luo Feng? Chrysalis Knight went to Luo Feng's abode to look for him, but he could not find him anywhere. He could not help but let out a sigh. In the Yin Fa secret region, a lone universe planet ship cruised through space. Luo Feng's original Earthling body sat in it, and beside him, a remote ocean body appeared. Earlier on, to ward off the blow Craftsman Master had dealt to Golden Horned Beast, remote ocean body had supplemented Golden Horned Beast's godly body with more power, thus using up all his godly power. He was annihilated as a result. Naturally, another remote ocean body would be formed. Where is it? Luo Feng muttered in alarm. My Golden Horned Beast body. Where has it gone to? Normally, I am able to connect with my Golden Horned Beast body through our consciousness, but I cannot sense its location. Luo Feng was taken aback. Nothing like this had ever happened before. Even on the original star, the two bodies had been able to sense each other's whereabouts. Where did Golden Horned Beast body go? Luo Feng wondered aloud. The land of extremis. Where is it found in this universe? Luo Feng was growing increasingly perturbed. Even in his current standard, he still felt that the universe was a difficult book to read. There were always mysterious lands seemingly popping up out of nowhere. Going through that gigantic space whirlpool, Golden Horned Beast suddenly found himself in the middle of a starry sky. He looked around, feeling at a loss. This place. Where am I? Golden Horned Beast looked off into the distance. In the bright, starry sky, looking afar, there was the star level and a star traveler level. He could even see a gigantic, red star. Given Golden Horned Beast's eyesight, the vast, limitless galaxy he saw seemed like an ordinary starry sky. But Golden Horned Beast body was keenly aware that this place was nowhere near ordinary. He was unable to sense the space ripples, he also could not sense his god country or the virtual universe. How is this possible? Where are the space ripples? Golden Horned Beast let out a low growl while suspended in midair. He studied his surroundings. There are no spaces sealed, so where have all the space ripples disappeared to? Here in this vast starry sky, it was as though it was perfectly natural for space to be without a single trace of ripples. It was as if this place was completely isolated from the original universe. I cannot sense the virtual universe, and I cannot sense my god country. I was unable to connect to the virtual universe when I was in the original star, too, but this is only the second place in the entire universe where I have been unable to connect to the virtual universe. Golden Horned Beast surveyed his surroundings. He was quite aware of the capabilities of the virtual universe, and a place that could cut off all contact with the virtual universe was certainly no ordinary realm. What about the space whirlpool? Golden Horned Beast looked around. He had arrived here immediately after stepping through that space whirlpool. Thereafter, the space whirlpool had disappeared. Why did it disappear? Could it be that the space whirlpool on the Craftsman star can be transmitted to different spots randomly? Luo Feng was baffled. Back when he was at the Ancestral God secret region, he had met with a spate of random occurrences involving space whirlpools where he was transported to the core lands of certain places. But Mosha body had eventually undergone an evolution. Luo Feng's Mosha body appeared in midair while Golden Horned Beast body hid within the world ring. This land of extremis. What secret does it hold? Why do I not see any form of danger here? Luo Feng scrutinized his surroundings, but because he could not sense his god country, there was no way he could utilize god country transportation. Hence, his injuries would not be able to recover. Teacher sitting mountain guest. What does he have in mind for me? Luo Feng wondered. Luo Feng was no fool. While planning a way to steal the fourth metal board, he had not confirmed whether there was any relation between Craftsman Master and Teacher sitting mountain guest. However, when Golden Horned Beast was caught while trying to escape, Craftsman Master had shown up. Craftsman Master's appearance wasn't a surprise. What was surprising was the minor punishment he had meted out. He had not even taken back the metal board, nor had he taken any of Luo Feng's true treasures before tossing him into the space whirlpool leading to the land of extremis. What a weak race. The audacity to steal. Surely, Craftsman Master knew that for a being to come out of the Black Good alive, he must have a formidable true treasure armor, thought Luo Feng. Even though he knew this, Craftsman Master still did not take any of my valuables. How could he be so benevolent? Even a benevolent master would have killed me right away. And if he intended to punish me instead, there are many ways to do so. Why would he desert me in the land of extremists? Super great beings kill one another on the original star for the sake of obtaining top-tier true treasures. Yet Craftsman Master is unable to see a valuable true treasure right before his eyes? No. I am truly a fool. This must have been Teacher Sitting Mountain Guest's arrangement. Luo Feng was grateful to Sitting Mountain Guest for this, but he was doubtful of his intentions and motives. Sitting Mountain Guest usually showed much indifference to Luo Feng, but when he had instructed Luo Feng to obtain the first 3 black metal boards, Luo Feng had to obtain the 3 boards in 3 different stages, one when he was at Sector Lord level, the second when he was at Undying level, and the third when he was at Universe Knight level. They were clearly 3 different tests. Back when I was seeking the Green Knight and the Purple Knight, I eventually ended up being sent to Ice Hell, Luo Feng recalled. If not for Master of Skywolf, I'm afraid I would have been there a long time. I would have had to kill a colossal number of great beings in Ice Hell to make it out alive. Is this like Teacher Sitting Mountain Guest's motive back then? Luo Feng could only speculate, as Sitting Mountain Guest's arrangements were usually more casual and impromptu. Even if Luo Feng was able to escape thanks to Master of Skywolf and Primal Chaos City Leader, Sitting Mountain Guest would not intervene. What about this time? What is his motive this time? If it weren't for Master of Skywolf and Primal Chaos City Leader, I would have been trapped in Ice Hell for a long, long time. Luo Feng looked up at the vast, starry sky. In this mysterious land of extremists, I can't sense my god country, nor the virtual universe. I can't even determine its universe coordinates. There is no way I can seek help. And if my godly body is depleted, I can't go to the remote ocean to recharge. The moment I fail, Luo Feng said to himself, my force armor, 9 Tiger River, and Shawu wings will be gone. I can't afford to worry. Regardless of what Sitting Mountain Guest has in mind, he is training me, and I have improved my abilities so rapidly, all thanks to him. Regardless, capability is the fundamental concern. Luo Feng speculated no more. Immediately, he transformed into a beam of light and flew off at top speed. He continued accelerating and soon reached the speed of light. Huh? Luo Feng's eyes widened. I have reached the speed of light. No. I am starting to exceed the speed of light. Why am I still not entering the dark universe? While in the form of light, Luo Feng was dumbfounded. What is this place? Is this really the original universe? Could it be that there is another universe that is similar to the original universe? He wasn't able to feel his god kingdom, and neither could he enter the dark universe and reach a speed faster than light. And there were no space ripples. Where am I? Luo Feng was still flying at high speed through space using his inertia. He looked around at all the stars gleaming. Wait, he said. This doesn't feel right. I'm already faster than the speed of light, and I should only be able to see the front. Luo Feng looked back, and he could still see the scene distinctly, which baffled him. He permeated his godly power and sensed light speed. I'm moving too fast, he said. So, light speed in the land of extremists is different from that in the original universe. Light speed in the original universe was 186,000 miles per second, while light speed in the land of extremists was 100 times faster. The speed of godly power? Luo Feng frowned. A beam of godly power spread, which made Luo Feng exclaim, the fastest godly power is 186,000 miles per second in the original universe. But light speed in a land of extremists is 18 million miles per second. Luo Feng accelerated and flew across the sky. 2 times light speed in the original universe. 3 times light speed in the original universe. He kept accelerating. The laws of the universe were sharply different in the land of extremists. Luo Feng felt like he had around Swashanku, but also as if he were in the primal universe. Swashanku was a universe supreme master, and he was able to change all the laws in his surroundings, while the primal universe was an entirely different universe with some fundamental differences. Luo Feng kept speeding up, and the pressure on his godly body kept surging. The Mosha body was 100 times stronger than an ordinary pinnacle emperor, and he was able to withstand the pressure. 100 times light speed in the original universe. I can speed up no more. Luo Feng wasn't able to accelerate any further, even after burning his godly power. He remained at 100 times the speed of light in the original universe. He was at light speed in a land of extremis. Suddenly, the view behind him became dark, and Luo Feng was only able to see the starry sky in front of him. I didn't enter the dark universe even after hitting the speed limit. It seems that there's no dark universe in a land of extremis. Luo Feng was perplexed. Let's see what kind of place land of extremis is. He continued flying 100 times faster than light speed in the original universe. Inside Luo Feng's God Kingdom, the remote ocean was churning, and Luo Feng sat on the square in front of his God Kingdom. Although I'm trapped in land of extremis, I have gained more than I lost. At least I got the 4th black metal of the 9-volume manual. Luo Feng smiled. The 4th black metal had been hidden in the mountainside of Craftsman Mountain, and the information contained in the black metal was already transferred to him when the golden horned beast swallowed the black metal. He gathered the practice methods of the first 5 volumes. However, a lot of information was missing in the 4th black metal, and when combined with the first 3, they gave the practice methods of the first volumes. I've obtained the first 7 volumes of the 9 volumes manual. Perhaps the last black metal can give me the last 2 volumes. I'll start practicing now. And so his original earthling body started the 6th volume of 9-volume manual. Mosha body kept flying, moving 100 times faster than light speed in the original universe as the golden horned beast inside the world ring started to practice the 6th volume of the 9-volume manual. Even if he failed to finish the 6th volume and his body turned into ashes, Luo Feng's godly body was strong enough to be immortal. His body could be recovered as long as there was a portion of it left. The ashes would be gathered, which meant he was able to practice the 9-volume manual The Inland of Extremis without having to worry about failure. He kept flying at the same speed for more than a year and finally flew into a galaxy. Luo Feng exclaimed, "One star is jade, one is yellow and white, and one is rainbow-colored." When he reached the center of the galaxy, an old voice came out of the yellow star, and it reached Luo Feng's surroundings several seconds later. "There is an intruder from another race in the land of extremis." "We've been alone for a long time, Demon Sword Knight," replied a wicked voice from the rainbow-colored star. "We haven't seen any other races for more than 60,000 eras," said a cold voice from the Jade Star. Luo Feng was disturbed. A trace of invisible godly power penetrated Luo Feng as a soul attack, but Mosha Body wasn't afraid of soul attack. "He's an energy life form, and he doesn't fear soul attack," the wicked voice echoed through the sky. "Let me crush him," said the cold voice. "My turn," said the old voice. Luo Feng looked into the distance, and 3 beings flew out of the stars. They reached the speed that was 100 times that of the light speed in the original universe and dashed toward Luo Feng. "My Mosha Body isn't good at fighting," he said. A 3-foot-long golden horned beast floated in the sky with his wings open, and Mosha Body went into the world ring. "Oh, a space beast," said one of the 3 beings. "A golden horned beast," said another. "Much better." The green being had a voice that was apathetic yet filled with aggression. The golden horned beast floated in the sky and recognized all 3 of the universe overlords. They were universe-renowned universe overlords who had vanished from the universe a long time ago. They were Demon Sword Knight, Sci-fi Knight, and Feather Dark Horde Leader. The golden horned beast's voice resounded through the sky. "Demon Sword Knight, Sci-fi Knight, and Feather Dark Horde Leader. I can't believe you 3 are still alive." They slowed down and stopped in an area tens of thousands of miles away from Luo Feng. All 3 great beings were surprised. "Somebody still remembers us," said Sci-fi Knight. "We aren't forgotten," Feather Dark Horde Leader said at the same time. Demon Sword Knight gazed at the golden horned beast indifferently and demanded, "Tell us now. What has happened in the past 200,000 eras?" Sci-fi Knight and Feather Dark Horde Leader also stared at the golden horned beast. "Demon Blade Knight," the golden horned beast growled. "You speak as if commanding a slave. I don't like the way you talk. Although I empathize with you and I'm willing to tell you what's happened, the way you talk has disappointed me. Damn you." Demon Blade Knight's eyes glinted coldly. "If you don't want to talk, then I'll beat the truth out of you." His godly body started to burn. A streak of jade light streaked through the sky and charged at the golden horned beast. Luo Feng hadn't expected Demon Blade Knight to be so angry. He would have gladly answered him if Demon Blade Knight had asked nicely. From the bottom of his heart, Luo Feng was willing to have a conversation with those universe overlords. Unfortunately, Demon Blade Knight didn't view him as his equal. Charge! Ce Chien Knight said and instantly slammed Luo Feng with a staff that grew 6,000 miles long. Ha ha ha. Feather Dark Horde leader guffawed, and his voice pierced the golden horned beast body. Although Luo Feng's willpower and consciousness were at the universe overlord level, he was still affected. The golden horned beast started to burn his godly body, and he shook his wing to try to dodge the blade. The blade slashed toward the golden horned beast. The staff hit the head of the golden horned beast. Demon Blade Knight and Ce Chien Knight cooperated with each other perfectly, and Feather Dark Horde leader was affecting Luo Feng's mind and willpower constantly. The golden horned beast was weaker than those universe overlords, and his godly body was still injured from the encounter at Craftsman Mountain. He could only stand there and be beaten by them. His wing is a true treasure, Ce Chien Knight shouted. And he's wearing true treasure armor, Feather Dark Horde leader added. He's able to resist all the attacks from us. He must be wearing a senior true treasure armor. Kill him. Get the true treasures. The true treasure armor is mine, and you can have the others, Demon Blade Knight said coldly. Both Ce Chien Knight and Feather Dark Horde leader were a bit angry, but they knew that Demon Blade Knight was stronger than them. Besides, they still hadn't found a way to get out of Land of Extremis. Ce Chien Knight and Feather Dark Horde leader nodded. Okay, said Ce Chien Knight. Okay, agreed Feather Dark Horde leader. Golden Horned Beast, we don't care what's going on outside. We want your true treasures more. Then Demon Blade Knight looked at the Golden Horned Beast and said, die. Endless golden waters spread and enveloped the sky for tens of millions of square miles. 9 strange beasts swam in the water, and the Golden Horned Beast stood in the middle. Feather Dark Horde leader, Ce Chien Knight, and Demon Blade Knight were all shocked. A domain-type true treasure, they said as one. Want my true treasures, said the Golden Horned Beast. Under the pressure of the Golden River, the 3 universe overlords couldn't so much as touch the Golden Horned Beast. The Golden Horned Beast glared at them, infuriated. Let's see who dies first. This video will end here.